Hello everyone, I'm Miss Samantha Elesha and I'll be presenting my project with Dr. Azlina Abdul Aziz titled Journaling, a Writing Tool to Develop ESL Learners' Engagement in Creative Writing Skills. Now let us get down to it. Now let's move on to the best part, findings. As you can see here, the use of detailed phrases showed improvements in their engagement. This also showed the ESL learners' willingness to keep experimenting with better word choice in their stories to improve their creative writing. Now we also see increasing word count here with less errors. This leads to the improvements of quality in their writing. And when the students use meaningful vocabulary, it results in better retention. Now, we also found that journaling acts as a tool to harness creativity and expression, as you can see in the previous slides. And also in this slide, look at the amazing visuals. And these came from just pens and papers, most importantly, written words. This showed that journaling provides the opportunity for ESL learners to explore different worlds and ideas without the fear of judgment, because it's personal and it's a place for creativity. And this is where magic happens, because the learners, they feel unrestricted. Now let's move on to discussion and conclusion. Let us look back to the research questions. How does journaling help in developing content for creative writing among ESL learners? Well, journaling encourages these ESL learners to experiment with meaningful vocabulary. When the learners use meaningful vocabulary, it will be relatable to them, and the brain retention works best when it is building connection through creating stories, which will result in progression. Now, why journaling? What's so good about it? Well, my answer is why not? First, it's sustainable. We could just reuse papers, and most importantly, it can be maintained over an extended period. Plus, I think dinosaurs journal. How can it survive all these years? The art of journaling. How can it survive all these years, thousands, hundreds of years? I bet those writings on stones, I bet it's them. Now, next, it is simple yet radical, not to mention it's creative and strategic. Why? Because everyone can have access to journals. Pens and papers. Those are the only two things you need. And when it comes to commercialization, it is effective. Look at those journals being sold all these years. They're just a bunch of notebooks. Why it works? Because it has potential. Because we give people the freedom to use it, because it's personal. When something is personal, it's relatable. When it's relatable, when it's meaningful, that leads to progress. What are the benefits of journaling? Well, first, it inspires creativity. When it is personalized, it becomes meaningful. Next, it promotes sustainability in education, especially to those who don't have access to technology, those who are teaching in rural areas. So teachers in rural areas, you can try this with your students. And it enhances critical thinking, especially when the students create or express themselves in their stories. Now, what are the benefits to educators? First, educators can experience other creative way to teach writing. Plus, it is efficient because it acts as a track of records of the learner's improvements, and this is important when it comes to progression. Overall, journaling does promote the engagement for ESL learners in creative writing. It is effective because it promotes autonomy in learning. Let us all journal because journaling is awesome. As words and stories made us who we are, it is crucial that we appreciate how stories were told and written, which was through personal experience, such as journaling. It is an old technique that can create something new. It's a start of something new. It feels so right to be here with you. Oh, yes, that's how it works. Let us all journal because journaling is amazing. I'm Miss Samantha signing off. Thank you.